Greetings and welcome to the beginning of the end. This is week number 193 of 193 weeks in our Round the World Country Week Learn to Cook Challenge tonight as we prep our final night of cooking the food of Zimbabwe. So tonight we're doing prep. Hey, Lavender Femchi, thank you for the like there. We're doing the prep, and thank you for the restream. We're doing the prep for our dish, which was going to be completed and eaten on Tuesday, but this part is being performed tonight. So if you are unfamiliar, this is Cliffy Land's Global Cooking Challenge, where I have been teaching myself to learn to cook by cooking the food of a different country in alphabetical order, one country a week. Working our way from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe, and as I just said, this is Zimbabwe. This is the final night of our Global Cooking Challenge as it is. After this, it is going to morph into something else. But here we have reached the beginning of the end. Zimbabwe, located in southern Africa, next to Zambia and Botswana, and right in there. So let us get moving. Hey, thank you for the restream there, Rifas. So I'm going to flip us around. That's me on Meerkat. Hello. We are simulcasting on Periscope also. So, like I said, this is the prep portion of the meal. It will be combined with the final cooking portion, which is going to happen on Tuesday. Let me find you a space, clear space here. On the counter. I've got all my ingredients laid out here first. Periscope people, here, let us flip you around so you can see what's going to happen. You go up in the sky first, because we're going to do a little prep work first. Over here, get in there. Okay. It's very lonesome on Periscope right now. Hey there, hi there, ho there. So, what we have is we have lamb, and that's pork, and this is lamb. And these are Sosaties, which I hope that's the pronunciation correct, which is a marinated meat, grilled marinated meats with apricots. And this is typical of southern Africa and also in Zimbabwe here. So we have our lamb and we have our pork, and if you see me taking pictures there for the blog is located at Cliffy Land. Blogs are posted every Wednesday where you'll see information about the countries, links to the original recipes, and reviews on how everything went. So we have our lamb, we have our pork, and now we're going to take a clove of garlic and we're going to smear it around the bowl. Hopefully that's going to work. Now, because we're going to marinate this meat for 2 nights. So this is going to be finally cooked on Tuesday. But there is some cooking that goes into the marinating process here, and that's what we're prepping first. So that's what's happening. Thank you for the... Hey, Anthony Gilmore, thank you for the like. This is also our final night on Meerkat. Not our final night, our final week. On Tuesday will be our final night on Meerkat. We will continue on Periscope as we go forward with the when the challenge morphs into the adventure, where we will be cooking first a soft launch of the adventure, where we will be doing some of the countries that are not United Nations member states. Hey, thank you for the hearts there. Which will start off with my native Puerto Rico. And then we'll do some of those other countries, and then we'll, but the bowl is empty. Yes, right now the bowl is indeed empty. But we're greasing it up with the garlic first. And that's what's happening first. So, well, once we put that in there, and I wash my hands, I need to take a picture of it, which looks kind of goofy, but there's a reason for it. This is going to help imbue the meat with the flavors. So to that, we're going to add our lamb. What are you making? These are Sosaties, and again, I hope I get the pronunciation. These are grilled meats with apricots, and it's marinated. So we're going to be making the marinade here. So that's our lamb, and now we're going to add in the pork. And then once we get that in, we're going to season it with salt and pepper. So we're going to get that going. Pepper and salt. Hey, Mom. Let's see if you can get a better look over here. So now, salt and pepper. So, salt, and then we're going to mix that together. And pepper. And then we're going to toss this. So let me get my tongs for that. Tongs, tongs, tongs. Okay. So it's time to toss. So this again is going to sit for 2 nights. It's going to marinate for 2 nights, and then we're going to grill it on Tuesday. And wowzers, if I'm going to figure out how to get that action happening outside on the grill. But it's our last week on the challenge, so it's supposed to be special. So now that we've coated this with the salt and pepper and mixed in the lamb and the pork together, we're going to set this aside. And hold on a second, picture time. Okay, so I'm going to set you aside, and then we are going to do one other bit, because I need to take, in this little bowl right here, I need to mix in a mixture of red wine and cornstarch. Who are you looking at? Hey, Meerkat. Hey there, how are things down under? I'll be there soon, actually. Cornstarch going into that red wine, and we're going to mix this together. This is going to be the thickening agent for the sauce. I'm sorry if I missed any Periscope comments when I'm busy looking down. This is one of the side effects of Periscope. So, you mixed together. Wow, that is thicker than I thought. Okay, we're gonna make this work. If I need to add more red wine, I will. It's about 2 tablespoons on the red wine here. So it's all gonna make things nice and thick once we get it in to everything else. So now that we have that, now we're going to move over to the stove. So we're going to move Periscope people and moving up into the sky, but over the stove, over here. And then you get to come this way. Which part of Australia will you visit? I will be in Sydney, just for basically 2 days. But yes. So heating oil in saucepan. So we have our saucepan here, and we're going to be heating up some oil. I heard the magic words, red wine. Ah, Rob! Yes, hey there. Yes, red wine. And we got booze. We got more booze, too. But that's coming at the end. So we're going to heat up this 4 tablespoons of... So good seeing you, Rob. I was mentioning we'll be moving to Busker next week. This is our final week on the Meerkat. We'll be moving to Busker after next Tuesday. So let me put you in the skillet so you can get a better look at the saucepan. There you go. Okay, so we're heating up the oil here. Again, I apologize if I ever miss anybody's Periscope comments. Oh, okay, so what we're going to do here is... yes, we're going to do the usual business. If anyone can guess what comes next, it's always the first thing that comes next. But this is, ironically, we're heating, usually when we do a marinade, we just grab liquids and drop them over whatever's being marinated, cover it, and leave it overnight. But this is going to involve cooking first, which is curious. So, heating up the oil, heating up the oil. I better download it. Yes, Busker is a nice little app. Right now, it's available only for the iOS. There is a beta for the Android version. You can go to busker.co to find out more about that app. But we will be continuing on Periscope throughout. And as phase 2 goes on with the challenge, like I said, we're going to be doing my native Puerto Rico next week, and then we'll be doing the other states, which are Kosovo, Palestine, Vatican City, Taiwan, Vatican City, and Western Sahara. And I think that's going to give me just enough time I need before we start phase 2, where we start with Afghanistan all over again, and we'll be doing one night a week on that, and we're going to be doing a YouTube video introducing and explaining everything, which should be up sometime in the next week. I'm just trying to put the finishing touches on it. Okay, so I think that's warm enough. Now we're going to add in our chopped onions. So this is like a cup of chopped onions. And we're going to soften these for about 5 minutes. It's the gang. It's the old gang. So how's everyone gotten their Pokemon Go's yet? I was thinking, I opened it up. I tried it for about 5 minutes. And I said, okay, I found one on the other side of the bedroom. And then I had to walk outside. And that was it. I said, no. It feels like 100 degrees outside. I'm not walking anywhere. And Rob knows this because we saw a sign in Miami. Electronic billboard across all the highways. It says Pokemon Go. No, driving, but Pokemon Go and driving is a no-go.
Is a no-go behind the wheel.
Is a no-go behind the wheel. Amazing how quick it's gone. I know. When we first started on Meerkat, was way back when we cooked Pakistan, which is week number 131. So it's over a year and a few months even that it's been that we've been on that. We were on what you call your Periscope, hey there, for 1 week before that, and I had one lonely person watching when I cooked Oman. And then I did the rest on here, and then we did the dual thing starting a couple months ago. And it's been doing fine. I've been posting the Periscope videos on YouTube. Again, you can find everything at cliffyland.com, and that's cliffyland.com. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and please find our channel on YouTube. Look for Cliffyland and subscribe. I'll be your best friend forever. I need more subscribers so I can get the custom URL. Once phase 2 of the challenge begins, we will be... Vicky is Pokemon obsessed. Yes, I got that feeling. Once phase 2 begins, the blog is going to change from being one where I do the text versions of everything. Hey, Tachi, how you doing? Was down in Miami yesterday, seeing the folks. But anyway, once phase 2, instead of the text blog, I'm going to do short form videos that's going to cover the everything that I did. And phase 2 is going to involve going back around. Well, I go up and down every other weekend, so find me on, you know, every odd weekend. DM me on Twitter and we'll get together. The videos are going to be 4-minute videos, and part of it is going to be like redemption, going through the countries again, only doing one night. So I'll kind of review what I did the time before, try to improve it, try to make it better, or if I just pick the wrong pick something different. And so that's what phase 2 is going to be. Any given second night, so this is technically a second night. I did the second night comes first. We'll be doing the 50 states and then cuisines at random for any given third night. We are making Sosaties, or Sosaties. S-O-S-A-T-I-E-S. And if you Google how to pronounce it, you are going to get 5 different answers. So I got Sosaties, Sosaties, So I'm thinking the satis is like satay because they're grilled marinated meat with apricots. We're making the marinade. So right now we are we are prepping the marinade for the grilled meats, which are pork and lamb, which are here. And the bowl has been coated in garlic. And so that's what that's about. So now things are going to move rather quickly here. So hold on tight. From Zimbabwe, right? Yes, indeed, from Zimbabwe. It is also common in South Africa, in neighboring South Africa. Common to both. The last week was Zambia, and a lot of the things from Zimbabwe and Zambia are like identical. The cornmeal mash that we did for 2 dishes last week is the same thing in this country, only it has a different name. So we're going to be doing that on the prep night also. So here we go. Into the onions, we're going to add a tablespoon of curry powder. And then we're going to add 1 diced clove of garlic. Hopefully it will leave the ramekin there. Get in there. And then we're going to saute this for a minute. Now, one of the ingredients here was tamarind powder. For you. Hey, Bad Beef, how you doing? Thank you for the like, buddy. One of the ingredients for this dish is pronounced Sosha or Zulu. It is probably pronounced Sosoti. Oh, good. Then I did guess the right one. Sosoti. Even though there's an A. But thank you for that. This has both native influences and European influences, which in this case reflects that nature of this nation. Thank you for the like and the restream, Bad Beef. So now, but one of the ingredients was tamarind paste, and I used to have tamarind paste always on hand from when I cooked India, but after cooking so many countries, I ran out of it. I didn't want to do an hour's drive back and forth to the Indian market, which is quite far from where we are. Hey, thank you for the mention there, Tachi. So what I did was I got tamarind nectar, which comes in a can, and I reduced it for about an hour on the stove, so now it's very thick. So now we're going to add that, right? Yes, we are. So let me get a picture of that before I dump it in. Here, this is you. Tamarind nectar. So what I did, like I said, I reduced it so it's very thick. You can see it was very much like almost like a fizzy liquid. Yeah, so it's tamarind nectar from concentrate. So it should have much of the same flavor. It just got a lot of the water out of it. If when I started 4 years ago, the idea of me like improvising and figuring something out like that was about as far from anything from the imagination. I need to turn this way down so I don't burn everything. Okay, now so to this, we're going to add sugar, which is about 2 tablespoons of sugar. And to the sugar, we're going to add 2 cups, it should be of white vinegar, but I'm going to tell you right now I cheated. I didn't have enough white vinegar, so I mixed it in with rice vinegar, and I hope nobody cares. Because I didn't want to make a second trip to the market. I'm lazy that way. Especially on a Sunday. And to that we're going to add 2 tablespoons of apricot jam, however you want to pronounce it. There's a lot of apricots going to be happening here. And so this we are going to cook until it thickens for about 3 minutes. No, we have one more thing left. We have our red wine and cornstarch mixture, which you saw us do just moments ago. So we're going to pour this in, and this should thicken things up some. So in you go. And that got awful thick, awful fast. So let's get you in there. We went and saw a movie today. It's nice escape from the awfulness of the world. So now turning that back up a little bit. And so we're going to thicken this up. Ooh, it's thickening up fast. Oh, that's the apricot jam that's in there. So I've got this in here, and about 3 minutes. This should be thickened well enough for it to be cooled off to be added to the meat. Meanwhile, what's going to happen that you're not going to see is tomorrow we're going to take these dried apricots right here. This is about a 1/4 pound. I'm doing half of the physical recipe, not half of the marinade. And to that we're going to add booze, sherry. We're going to add, so we're going to marinate the apricots, dried apricots, in the sherry for 1 day. So tomorrow, this is going into this, and then that's gonna sit in the fridge overnight, and that is going to go be threaded on with the meat onto the skewers, and that's going to be grilled, and this in which that will be marinating will become a sauce, which will be served alongside the meat and alongside whatever other side dish I wind up doing with it. So that is Zimbabwe. Now it's kind of funny that here I'm cooking Zimbabwe this week, and we have not only one set of friends, but last night we discovered a second set of friends are on their way to Zimbabwe. One pair of them are on their way. They're probably in an airplane right now as we speak. And the others will be going there next week. So that's just really weird. But that is, of course, where Victoria Falls is. It's on the Zambezi River that separates Zambia from Zimbabwe. As I was mentioning last week, cooking Zambia, that if you look on the map, you'll see that there's Angola. Well, here, I got a globe. Since we're waiting for this to reduce, I can show you. On the globe. Globey. And don't put the globe in the food. So, okay. You're going to have to trust me from over there. So, okay, you got Africa over here. You got Zambia, and this is Botswana, and that is Zimbabwe, and that's Mozambique, okay? So, for you over here. So, we've got, that's Zimbabwe. No, hold on. I'm looking at this upside down. That's Zimbabwe. That's Botswana. That's Zambia. There's the Zambezi River. But you'll notice that Angola has this little tiny piece that kind of sticks out, and Mozambique has a piece that sticks out there. And so technically, you would think that Botswana does not touch Zambia because they're separated by that little piece that sticks out from either side and Zambia on top. But there's a river there, and they built a bridge going from Zambia across the river over to Botswana, basically jumping the middle of the river, which technically makes their border between these two countries is just the width of that one bridge. So that's kind of crazy. I love those crazy little things. But Victoria Falls, by area, the largest waterfalls in the world. Not the highest, not necessarily the one with the most, not the widest, but the one that's like biggest overall volume water. I can't wait to visit Southern Africa. Yes, the trip that friends are doing, I'd love to see Cape Town and go to South Africa. So, Southern Hemisphere, here we come. But here we go. It is thickening. It is thickening. It is thickening. Oh my God, that's thickening. Just kidding. Thank you for the hearts very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're thickening this, and you'll see that it is doing a nice job there with red wine and the corn syrup action happening. And the apricot jam as well. So now, I think we've waited long enough. We're going to turn this off the heat, and we're going to let it cool for a minute because we don't want to start cooking the meat right now, which would be a problem. So let's see, you guys can see sideways, right? So if I move you this way, you can still see? Good. And I'll move you over this way. So, one more time. So this is going to be going onto here and onto the meat, and then it's going to be covered and cooked for 2 days. So Tuesday night, we will be grilling this meat, which is going to have been sitting in this sauce, which is going to be threaded on with these apricots, which will have been sitting in this sherry since after tomorrow. And we'll be serving that with some kind of green, also with the mealy meal, the cornmeal mash. So you don't need to sit and wait for this to cool down. It's just going to get poured in here and covered. So that covers it for tonight. Short stream, but tune in Tuesday night for the final night of the 193-week Round the World to Learn to Cook Global Cooking Challenge before we morph into the Cliffy Lamb Global Cooking Adventure, and I will debut a new apron. So, and then we'll be doing Puerto Rico, and we're going to be doing the Blowout Puerto Rico all week. We're inviting anyone that we can get to get their little booty over here to have Puerto Rican food several times that week. So that'll be next week. But tune in again Tuesday night. So thank you for watching. Until then, stay hydrated. Bye. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to night 2, the grand finale of Cliffyland's Global Cooking Challenge. Yes, applause, applause, applause. Yes, this is week number 193 of 193 in our 4-year Around the World Learn to Cook Challenge. Tonight, we are completing our dish from Zimbabwe. We are making Sosaties, I hope I got that pronunciation right, which is a grilled marinated meat with apricots and a Zimbabwean rice salad. We have the grill going outside, and I am really hoping it doesn't rain, because that always seems to bring the rain. So this is what we're going to do. We are simulcasting on Meerkat and Periscope right now. This is going to be our last night on Meerkat. After this, we will continue with phase 2 of the challenge. We'll explain that later, and we'll be moving from Meerkat to Busker, B-U-S-K-E-R. Find it at busker.co or in the App Store. Mom, hey, thank you, got the like in the restream. And thank you for the like, Brzov. I hope I got that right. Okay, so flipping around, that's me. And get my lens on here. Here we go. And get the Periscope people all going. Now, like I said, we have the grill all heated up. Let me put you in the pan over here. And we're going to move the Periscope people up the sky. Hello, that's me. That's what I look like. That's Cliffyland. And let's move you up into the sky. And hopefully you won't fall down. Oh, oopsie daisy. And there's going to be a few troop movements today. Stay. Okie doke. So, here we go. So, we're going to start with our rice salad, or Zimbabwean rice salad. And for this, so we are going to rinse. We have 1.5 cups of brown rice. That's brown rice right here. And then we have 4 cups of water. And then we have 2 tablespoons of lentils. In this case, we chose red lentils. So I'm going to rinse those over here in the sink, and I'll be right back with you. So this is going on behind your back. It asks to be rinsed, so it shall be rinsed. Okay, so the rice going in. Now, if you see me taking pictures, the pictures are for the blog. The blog is located at cliffyland.com. Every Wednesday, you'll find the links to the recipes, pictures, information about the countries, and reviews on how everything went. And that is at cliffyland.com. You will find, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and please, please, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. So now I'm going to rinse out the lentils here really quickly. It didn't say which kind of lentils, but red lentils is what we have, so red lentils is what's going in. And in it goes. And I'm going to have to scoop that out, because it is being finicky. Finicky, finicky, finicky. Okay, come on. And lentils go flying. That was not the best idea. Okay. Sometimes you shouldn't listen to the recipe, right? It's getting too sticky in here. Because I do want the lentils in there. Hey, thank you for joining. Again, we are cooking, this is right now, we're doing the rice salad, or Zimbabwean rice salad, which is going to be going with our sosaties, which are satay, grilled meats, apricots. We put them in a marinade, what was it, on Friday? Yeah, so they've been sitting in there since Sunday. Since Sunday, I apologize. So we've got that, and now we're going to add our 4 cups of water to this, and we're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to lower it and let that cook for about half an hour. While we do that, then we are going to move over to our prep station over here. So let me make some adjustments here. Because you are going to need to move. Hector, my man, my good man, how you doing? So good seeing you. So let us move to our prep station over here. And we'll move you over here too. Well, let's see. Maybe get a better view this way. And here comes the dreaded blender. This step suggested being doing some kind of some sort of container, but I decided I'm going with a blender, so wish me luck. I did half of the recipe on the rice, but I'm doing the whole recipe for this liquid that goes on top. And I'm only going to use half of it. Hey, Lavender Femchi, how you doing? Greetings. I will be joining you on Busker for next week's situation. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first, we're going to put in the blender a number of different ingredients. So first, let me see where we are. We are going to add our, 6 tablespoons, I believe, of white vinegar. And making sure I'm getting everything in the right order. Our curry powder, that's 2 teaspoons of curry powder going in over here. Okay. And then 6, or as close to 6 as we can get, tablespoons of brown sugar. I never thought in my life I would finish off a container of brown sugar, but wouldn't you know, I actually did that. So that's as much as I have, but I hope that's going to be okay. And then we're going to add, I believe it's a teaspoon of turmeric. Into there you go. And then we're going to add our soy sauce. Now I have a very specific soy sauce because that's what I have on hand. I have a mushroom soy sauce that I got from some previous week, and I've just been using it up. It did not specify what kind of soy sauce, so it's going to have a little mushroomy flavor to boot, which should go nicely with the brown rice. And is that it? Is that it? No, because we have... I'm going to add peanut oil. This is, 4 tablespoons of peanut oil. I chose peanut oil over canola oil because most dishes in Zimbabwe, traditional dishes, will have peanuts or peanut butter in it in just about some fashion. Though one of the options I had was a peanut butter rice, but I decided not to go with that one this time. Because when I cooked Zambia last week, I had so many things that are so very similar to what would be in Zimbabwe. So we're going to add a little salt to that. And then it's going to get loud for just about a second there. So here we go. Like I said, I could have shaken this up in some other kind of container, but I decided to go with the blender. So wish me luck. It's going to get loud for just a second, so if you have sensitive ears, 3, 2, 1... go. That was quick and painless. So now, ooh, it is all frothy brown in there. And I'm gonna pour this into my first available container. I'm gonna say this here. And that's going to wind up going over the rice, or at least half of it is, once the rice is done, which is going to be in half an hour, or a little less than that. So I'm going to put that over to one side, get my blender out of the way, because we're going to need to quickly move to the next important phase, which is also going to involve the colander. So I rinse that out. Because now we are going to address the Sosaties, the skewers that, like I said, have been marinating since Sunday. And also, you're going to see a cameo appearance by the apricots, the dried apricots, which also have been marinating, but those only since yesterday, and those are been marinating in sherry. So let's go get those out, shall we? He said, screaming into the refrigerator. Okay, so here we have our lovelies. And so we have over here been marinating in the sauce. It's a combination of lamb and pork, and it's been we cooked the marinade on Sunday, and it's been sitting in it ever since. And that's also going to be our sauce. Meanwhile, over here we have had dried apricots soaking in sherry since yesterday, and I can smell that now. Wow. Okay, so let me get this out of the way, and we're going to drain the meat and reserve the sauce. That's what we're trying to do. Some of it is, well, that is very thick. Much thicker than I would have anticipated. Wow, okay. The draining isn't working quite the way I expected, so I'm going to have to go with plan B. Because that is way thicker than I expected it to be. So let me get something to scoop that out. Okay, I'm going to turn down the rice over here because it's getting a little hot. So turn that down to a simmer. But meanwhile, okay, we're trying to get the sauce out. Wow. Okay. Let's try a different method of fishing those out. Let's find our swatted spoon, if I can find it. Okay, I can't find that, so we're going with this. Okay. So here we're going to get our meat and which is again lamb and pork, combination of lamb and pork that we diced. Well, we cubed, and then we're going to thread this. So it's going to get very messy very quickly here. We're going to thread it onto skewers with the apricots. And meanwhile, the grill outside is just out there keeping warm and hopefully not running out of gas, which would not be fun. Okay, still, that wasn't supposed to go there. Okay, counter is clean. I just cleaned it, so in case you're thinking about wise acre comments. Okay, so we do have some of the sauce left, so you are going to go in there. The sauce is going to wind up going into this pot right here, so, because we're going to warm that up. Okay, you and you. That is less sauce than I expected, but that's okay. Sorry, blocking your view. So this is going to be our sauce. We're going to wind up putting that in ramekins or pouring it over the top. I haven't decided yet of the dish. So I'm going to put this on the lowest heat possible. And then we will begin the process of the skewers, which I'm a little scared of. Thank you for the hearts, by the way. Let me clean this up. Okay. That's messy. Alright. For now. So now we have our tray onto which we have our skewers. And then we also have our apricots that still need to be drained. So I'm going to dump out the sherry as much as that pains me. So now we have our lamb and pork, and we have our apricots. And here's the part where we start skewering. So I am not good at this. I have not been good at this. Again, this is week number 193 of 193 as our 4-year Learn to Cook challenge, where 4 years ago I endeavored to teach myself to cook, since I never learned in the first place, by cooking the food of a different country in alphabetical order, one country a week, And thus we have landed on the final one of those United Nations member states, anyway, Zimbabwe. Now, in case you're wondering what comes next, I will tell you, we are moving from the Cliffyland Global Cooking Challenge onto Cliffyland the Global Cooking Adventure. And that means we are doing a soft launch of that over the next 7 or 8 weeks. We will be doing a number of countries that are not United Nations members, and to celebrate having completed all 193 United Nations member states, we are cooking the food of my people, Puerto Rico, next week. So we'll be doing Puerto Rico over, I believe it's going to be 3 nights, cooking for a variety of family, friends, and neighbors in that time. Tammy, hey, thank you for liking the restream. Sorry I missed that earlier. Okay, so this is skewer number 1. Land you there, I hope. Okay. Skewer number 2. I'm sorry if this is not the fastest procedure. Hello, hello, hello. Yes. So, yes, but also we will be putting a video up on our YouTube channel in probably tomorrow that is going to explain the second part of the challenge, which will be the adventure, where we will, number 1, we will begin again going around the world from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe one more time. It will be kind of a thing, redemption, and I'm going to see what I did, what I could do better from the first time. Maybe I picked a bad recipe, picked a better one, and if I picked something great, trying to recreate it. And instead of putting text blog posts as I have, we are going to do videos, and they will be on our YouTube channel. So please go to YouTube and subscribe. Search for Cliffyland and subscribe to the channel. That would be really great. We'll also be posting those videos once they're posted on YouTube to our Facebook page and Twitter feed as well. These chunks are not exactly the same size, which is a me problem. But the idea was the chunks were to be 1-inch chunks for the lamb and 1/2-inch chunks for the pork for some reason, which I'm sure has to do with the cooking and timing of everything. Okay, so here we go on this sucker. I should have cut that in 2. I still could, but there, now it's cut in 2. Okay, and then a little bit of pork. And apricot, again, the apricots have been soaking in sherry since yesterday. And the pork and lamb have been soaking in the marinade, which we cooked on Friday. The marinade involved, I'm going from memory here, onions definitely, and a variety of spices, soy sauce, golly gee. Memory is not working too well for me here today. So Derek, hey, my good man. How are you doing? Good seeing you. Welcome to the final night of the challenge before we begin the adventure. So again, the adventure, once we finish the non-UN member states, which will kick off with Puerto Rico next week, then we'll go alphabetically through Kosovo, Palestine, Taiwan, Vatican City, and I think I may throw Western Sahara in there also. Each of those places are, controversial in their own way, and I hope people don't get too mad at me for that. But I want to cover as much of the world as I can. We will be taking some time off in the middle of that before we relaunch, starting with the food of Afghanistan once more. And then on any given second night that I cook, Tuesday nights are always the primary night. Any given second night that I cook, we'll be cooking the food of the 50 United States in alphabetical order, from Alabama to Wyoming. May throw in the territories and such, like we did for Puerto Rico there. Can always do more Puerto Rican food. And then on any given third night, I will be doing a cuisine of a specific country or area, preferably one that I didn't get to cover. Thank you, Derek. Thank you very much. right back at you. But we'll be trying to cover things that we didn't get to before, because doing one night a week, or even 3 nights a week on some countries, doesn't even begin to scratch the surface of so many cuisines. So this way I'll be able to do like a very specific dish from, say, Macau, or the southern Italy, or northwestern Croatia, whichever. And to do those, I will be asking help from my viewers to help advise what they would like to see. And again, videos will be posted up on YouTube. They won't be long archive videos like you may be seeing now if you're seeing this in the future on YouTube, but they'll be short, like 4-minute videos, which will basically cover what happened. Golly gee, I hope I get to all of these here. Sorry, this is a little time consuming, but these are going to go out on the grill and be grilled so they're brown on all sides, and then boom, it's done. Hey, now you're on Meerkat. Derek, did you ever get the Android beta on the Busker, or you just got to stick with Periscope? Again, this is going to be our last night on Meerkat here. It's served us very well for the last year and change, but it is time to move. Busker has a viewer-supported section where people can give tips, and it would be nice to have this sort of be a self-supporting operation, or at least not be a money-draining operation. Okay. So I thought I would have enough for the skewers, and it turns out I have plenty. So, getting apricots on here, lamb. I'm not really getting these back and forth. How many you cooking for? It's just the 2 of us right now. But when we're cooking for Puerto Rico next week, we'll be cooking for at least 6 people every night. So that is going to be interesting. One of the great challenges I've had is, since I was just, this is me learning to cook, and I only started doing this about 4 years ago, one of the huge challenges was finding recipes or ways that I could cook for only 2 people. Because every recipe seemed to be like serve 6 or serve 8, and that really wasn't a fly for me. And if you look back at the blog at cookieland.com, you will see me fretting about this to a great extent. I tried cutting recipes in half, which did not really work. And so I learned to adjust and learned to enjoy leftovers, which is definitely going to happen tonight, which means I'm going to have plenty for lunch tomorrow. So a couple more pieces here, and then it's going to go outside. Ow! And then you're going to get to see the outside, hopefully, before the sun goes down. This is usually I hate grilling. I really detest the grilling because it's messy, it's outside. In terms of streaming, it's very difficult. So I'm going to have the Periscope people up on the patio furniture. And whenever I grill, it always brings on the rain. And I have a friend just down a ways who just posted on Facebook that his bike ride is not going to happen because it started to rain. And I'm saying it is because I'm grilling. I caused the rain. The Geyser Busker are not ready for Android yet, but will still for you on Periscope. Well, good. Good. Yeah, the Busker people are working on their Android version. I was hoping it would be ready by now, but alas. But yes, we will continue on Periscope, certainly. And, of course, YouTube. Also, I'm thinking on the deal with the second and third night situation that I was mentioning earlier, to possibly experiment by cooking things on Facebook Live, now that I've finally figured that out. Looks good. I need an invite, LOL. Yes, well, if you're in South Florida, follow on Twitter. Send me a DM. You never know. You could get an invite. Funky Fairy from the UK, they were just in the house 2 weeks ago when we cooked Yemen. And people were kind of startled, going, hey, aren't you in Britain? What are you doing in Florida? So, we have got all those threaded now. I'm going to put the rest of this sauce here into the pot to keep it, to warm it up. And now I need to wash my hands. Obviously, we are listening to Zimbabwean music. Zimbabwe, actually in the news right now. They have a political situation going on. I wish everyone the best of luck on that. I also happen, ironically, to have a set of friends that are there at this very moment posting pictures of their safari, which kind of blew my mind. And another pair of friends that will be going there next week. Who knew? So, this is the part on Sprockets Van We Dance. No UK, LOL. Well, you know, start swimming. Derek, and you and your husband are going to come see me in Falkirk. Yeah, well, when we get to that, getting back to Europe, we will definitely make going to the UK a priority. Okay, so now here's the part where I have to move. And I'm scared. I'm scared. So you stay here for a moment. I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to come back for each of you. So, because I can't move all three things at a time. So, hang tight.
Sorry.
Okay, now you people move. Hi. So, let's see, we'll move you first. And let's see, make sure you can stand on your own. Get your feet going there. Okay, I'll be back for you in just a moment, but I need to get these people set up. Okay, follow me. Woo. Okay. This is outside. That's the grill. Yes, it is hot as out here. Oh, you like seeing the outside, eh? And to the grill. Where are you? We are in South Florida in a little town called Jupiter, which is about 2 hours north of Miami, about an hour north of Fort Lauderdale, about half an hour north of West Palm Beach. And it's known for, among other things, a lighthouse and famous people. That's hot. So it's just going to be grilled until they are lightly brown. And you know what I forgot? I forgot to bring the iPad to take the pictures. Isn't that a hoot? So, onto the grill you go. Okay, and I'm going to be right back because I need to take a picture. On to bring the iPad. So we're just waiting for it to get brown on all sides. Whew, it is hot. Today is what? Tuesday? I did my 10 miles this morning. Loving it. I did my 10 miles this morning in this excruciating heat, but thankfully I did it before the sun came up. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So, there. So, yes, I did it before the sun came up. So, but it was still really hot, which was not enjoyable. And there was all sorts of thunder and lightning, which is always a thing here. Thankfully, like at the time that I run, it's less likely that I'll be struck by lightning. Okay, just a little bit browned. So I'm never really sure. Grilling is like, I started out with the whole cooking thing. In the weeks prior to me starting, I had gotten the grill and had done a couple things on the grill, and it kind of came out okay, which kind of gave me the confidence to get going on this project. However, since then, I have not been on the grill. And I'm not really sure on timing on things at all, or even whether to have it open or closed. So getting a little char there. Ta-da. Yay, and if anyone has any questions, this is a good time because we're kind of, waiting here. It's going to be another 7 minutes or so before the rice is ready. Open is fine. Thank you, Hector. Thank you so much. Because I'm never really sure, because when it's closed, you can't see what's happening. And I'm always afraid that while it's closed, it's, decomposing on the inside. And also, I don't know if I can thermometer little skewers, so I'm just kind of hoping that they're well charred. And then that's going to be it. The sauce is going to go on top, and then there's going to be a couple things that are going to be going into the rice after it's technically cooked. Aaron says, skewers should always be on the grill. Those take 5 to 8 minutes. Each have grill open. Great. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you. Well, that's about the right amount of time. I close when I smoke the meat. Ah, good. Yeah. One of the things for Puerto Rico that would be an option for next week is a roast pork. And normally that would be the furthest thing from my mind because, we're only cooking for 2. But if I'm cooking for, 6 people or so, then, I have options. And I do have this. I do not have the spit and, a day and a half to cook a whole pig, and much less the know-how how to cut it up. But I'm trying to be, adventurous. Broaden my horizons. Okay. Little bit. That one still needs more. I will give you a closer look. Yeah. That's it there. So getting a little charred. It's not so easy for me to lift you. You're heavy. So yes, looking forward to Busker. All the old Periscope people, all the old Milk Cat people have moved over there already. I prefer open. Also, if you have a flare-up, you can see. Closed is smoking. Good. Thank you so much for the tip. The only thing I had done really well before was on the grill was this, and I haven't done it since, is a chicken breast stuffed with a cheese and herbs, and it was super tasty. And it didn't take too long. In fact, it was, I had never really cooked before. I had done, we invited guests, except I was really frightened. This is what if I'm doing something for the first time for guests. So I did the same dish the night before, knew the timing, so when the guests came, I had done it a second time. But then one decided to throw me off, going, that's not enough time, it's going to kill everyone. And I was thinking, no, it really worked before, and it worked. He was just being a jerk. Okay. And I've got it on the grilling temperature. And an apricot decided to make a run for it. No, but not you. Okay. Ta-da! So, yes, hot. See, the sun is setting right into my eyes. Right there. Can you see? Sun. That way. Ah. Got to see the sunrise, got to see the sunset. Hey, Kenny. So we are doing our Sosaties, which are our Zimbabwean, could also be South African, grilled meats. These are lamb and pork with apricots. They were soaking, thank you, Lavender Femchi, soaking in a marinade since Sunday night, which we cooked the marinade, which involved onions and red wine and cornstarch to thicken everything, and there was soy sauce and curry powder and salt and pepper. It looks really good, and I'm sure. And I tasted. Oh, and tamarind. Always enjoy your scopes. Thank you, Kenny. And tamarind. If you didn't see the marinade, the tamarind was supposed to be tamarind paste, and I had tamarind paste from when I cooked India. And I was using it up, but I actually used it all up, and I never thought that would happen, and I didn't want to have to make the 45-minute drive to the Indian market just for that. So I bought tamarind nectar, which you can get in a can at the grocery store, and I reduced it down until it was really thick, and to just try to get that tamarind flavor. So how we doing over here? Still working on it. Okay. Getting a little brown. Getting a little brown. I'm probably not supposed to move it this much, right? I just want to see that it's doing it on all sides. Duh! Hoping. 4 small pieces of chicken should not take so long to barbecue. I know, there were chicken breasts, but the guy was being a jerk. And me being totally not confident, I was thinking, I don't know, da-da-da. I took out the thermometer and everything, and it was dark, and, you know, and it's like, how can I tell if the meat... That's a really great way to be a guest, but also, you know, you don't want to poison your guests either, so... If you ever saw that movie, The Accidental Tourist, Regina Davis has to eat the raw chicken that has been put in front of her. Always bear that in mind. Part of my whole, you know, origin story on this was that 30 years ago was I never learned to cook. I tried to do stuff myself, and I wound up almost dying. I was in the hospital for a week with food poisoning, which is what kept me out of the kitchen for about 30 years. So then I started this. Pierce the meat and check the juices are running clear so they are cooked. I would have to pierce it with something, wouldn't I? I don't see any particular juices, but I will do that. Hon, can you get me like a knife or something to pierce the meat with? A fork. A fork would be good. Thank you. Now the cat is very confused. Just telling you. Okay, I'm gonna give it 1 more minute there. At least. But that's kind of the time that I was anticipating.
Fork.
Thank you. Okay. Piercing the meat. There isn't a lot of the way of juices. I mean, it was all heavily marinated. Let's see. Ironically, I have a piece of pork on each end. Well, rather apricot on each end. Well, that does seem a little charred. I mean, would a meat thermometer work in this case? There isn't much to pierce, is what I'm getting at. That's the lamb, and that is the pork. It's hard to tell because the pork is smaller. It isn't having as much contact with the grill. Put one close to the camera. Okay. So here we got, this is the lamb, and this is my face burning, and this is the pork over here, which is all yellow, and it's kind of hard to tell what's happening over there because it's the other white meat. Ow, my face is burning now. Seeming charred. It's getting good brown on, but now it is, I think it's time. So I'm gonna, oh gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. So here we go, I'll show you. So this is the skewers, it's got the browning there. So hopefully that's gonna work out, or we die. Okay. And number 4, and that is going to need to be cleaned later. Okay, and we'll address you later. So here we go with the skewers. Ow! And they're hot. And I'm going to go inside, put those, and I'll come back for you. You've totally confused the cat. They looked cooked to me. Taste a bit. That's the best way to do the marinade. Yes, I will do that as soon as I get y'all inside. So I have a pocket in here, don't I? Yes, okay. So here we go. You two get to... Han, can you open the door? Oh, this is going to be fun. Thank you. Oh, and could you get the iPad too?
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Navigation. Okay. You, go back here. It's been wonderful to watch you cooking the chicken. I'm really going to be so sad when I can no longer. Chicken. We'll try to make sure that doesn't happen, Derek. There you go. Okay, so our rice is been cooked back over here on the stove. So let me move the Periscope people over to the stove quickly. So you can see what's happening. Okay, so here's our rice salad, which has been cooked now for half an hour. And to this, I need the iPad, thank you.
Be upstairs for a moment.
Okie dokie. We're gonna add salt and half of this liquid. And we're gonna reserve the other half for who knows what. And which rice are you cooking? Thank you. This is brown rice. This is the rice salad. And so we've added in that marinade that we made earlier. And we added salt, which is not one to come out of the ramekin. And now we're going to mix in, and these are going to be sort of raw. So half of a red bell pepper. Let go. And half of a green bell pepper. And one red onion diced. And this is our rice salad, which is meant to be served at room temperature. It's probably going to be a little warmer than that. But again, this is sort of, the vegetables are supposed to be crunchy and sort of raw to give it a sort of a salad feel to it. But this is actually one of the first times I've cooked with brown rice. And of course, you're going to eat all that food afterward. Well, it's going to be tonight, and it's going to be leftovers. This is our rice salad for Zimbabwe, which is our last nation on our 193 Around the World Learn to Cook Challenge. However, we were going to continue on with phase 2 after that, but we're also making sosaties, which are satés, which have been cooked on the grill. And just a suggestion, could you put a couple of plum tomatoes in the kebabs? I personally think it complements the rice. Well, A, it's not on the menu, and B, I don't have it. So, a good thought, though. Definitely a good thought. And then when we get to phase 2 of the challenge, that's going to make life better. Because I will be able to experiment a little more, especially on the wild card night. Okay, so we're going to taste that sucker. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. Get a couple. Don't touch a hot piece of metal with your bare hands. Lesson 1. Okay. This is the apricot and the pork. Here. Here goes. Oh my god, that is good. That is really good. Shoot. I want to heat up the sauce a little more. Just a little more. I'm so hungry. Yes, well, we try. Hopefully I can get that heated up a little faster. Unless I have to zap it, which I'm sort of like religiously opposed to. I try to never use the microwave, except for reheating things, and even then, I prefer not to. It does look much seriously mouth-watering. LOL. Yes. So, still hot. Okay, good. So we're gonna go with you. Skewer number 1. Skewer number 2. You know, I may zap it. I may not want to zap it, but I'm gonna have to zap it. The sauce isn't terribly warm right now, so I'm gonna put some in the microwave to heat it up for a few seconds. So, ramekin number 1 over here, and hold on, catch the drips. I hate using the microwave, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, ramekin number 2, and 30 seconds, just to warm it up some. These will be my leftovers, or maybe I feel like having more. It does, yes. Rice. Yeah, we're scoop for our rice over here. There's a good amount of liquid here in this rice that I just added in, which is, you know, that's what it's suggesting. So I'm trying to evaporate a little bit of it in these few seconds that we have. Okay, that's better. So sauce, put the sauce in the corner. Okay, sauce goes there, and now we're going to scoop the rice in, off. Okay, rice. Okay, plate number 1. I'm gonna have to move the plate over to the stove, so pardon me. I don't want to drip all over creation. So that is plate number 1. There. Oh, that looks nice. And plate number 2. Plate number 2 right there. And then we're going to take pictures of both of y'all and then give you a close-up. Thanks, Cliff. You have to finish making dinner. Tammy, thank you so much for coming by, and thank you as always for being such a supporter. So, picture time. I could eat both plates. LOL. Well, that is very nice of you. So, here we go with the picture. Abracadabra. I want to reach out and grab you. And now, close up. So, we have our sosaties, our grilled lamb and pork with apricots, the sauce that goes with it, and the Zimbabwean rice salad to go with. And here's your sister. And I'll give you people a closer look up over there too. You're so far away. Ooh, enjoy. So that's it for all 100. I feel getting emotional right now. All 193 countries, going from not being able to boil water to cooking food from every country on Earth. I did it. So, thank you for watching. Follow us on, look for us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Just search for Cliffyland. That's Cliffyland. You can find that at cliffyland.com, the answer to your question there. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And look for us, the blog post tomorrow on Zimbabwe. And then we will continue on Periscope with the Global Cooking Adventure next week with Puerto Rico and Mi Patria. We will be doing 3 nights of Puerto Rico, so check that out. We will be on Periscope. We will be moving from Meerkat to Busker, so go to Busker on the App Store or go to busker.co for that as well. So thank you all very much. I'll move. Good night.